is up? Welcome to Day Ray with me, your girl Ray Ray. Hey, hi, how's it going? How you doing? I hope you are doing well. Today's video, now I did a TikTok on this and I have more bananas. You see that like black speck right there? Those are our bananas. And instead of letting them go to waste and just throwing them out, I'm going to be making my almond flour banana bread. And I actually had a bunch of messages and stuff on my TikTok for it. And when I posted pictures on my Instagram, I had a couple people ask me for the recipe. And even though I did send them the recipe, I was like, why don't I just make a YouTube video on it and give you guys some content? And those who don't go on TikTok or those who don't go on Instagram, you guys can have it here too. So let's go ahead and get started with this whole process. Let's get into it. Okay, so I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees. And now I'm just gonna peel these bad boys. Peel these and get ready to moosh them all up. They're really, really super soft, but these are the best because that's when they're like really, really sweet. All right, so now that our bananas are all mooshed up, I'm going to add in 3 large eggs. All right, so now I'm gonna add in some vanilla. I actually don't measure this. I just kinda, yep, that looks good. Okay, next you're supposed to add in a 1/4 cup of melted butter. Now I actually do a little bit more than a 1/4 cup, only because almond flour can be a little bit drier, so I do a little bit more. This is probably about a 1/2 cup, so I like kind of doubled it a little bit. But yeah, so the recipe calls for a 1/4 cup, but I kind of double it and add a little bit more. All right, next we're gonna add some ground cinnamon. I don't really measure this either because we love cinnamon, so I say put all of it in there. So we love some cinnamon. And then next we are going to add a 1/4 cup of sweetener. Now I am using some monk fruit sweetener, but you can use Swerve or any other kind of sweetener like sugar substitute. Okay, so this is all mixed. Now we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of baking powder and baking soda. Okay, so next step is we need, oh, I can't get in here, 3 cups of almond flour. Okay, so at this stage, everything is incorporated and mixed up, and this is what your batter should look like. Hopefully you guys can see it, there's enough light. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to add some Brazil nuts. I'm gonna put these in my little chippy chopper, and I'm gonna chop them up and add these to it. And I'm also gonna add this time, I'm gonna add some Hershey's sugar-free chocolate chips to this, just to kind of give it a nice little sweetness to it. So I'm gonna go get those, put these in and chop these up and then mix it up. So here are my chopped Brazilian nuts. Put them on in. And then now we're going to add some chocolate chips. Put like 2 handfuls in. That should be, well, a little bit more. People in my house like chocolate, so, and they're sugar-free. And now we're gonna give this a mix. Okay, so here is everything all nice and incorporated. Now, normally you would take this and you would grease a loaf pan, and you could, this whole mix will fit into a standard size loaf pan, because when I made it last time, that's what I did. And I baked it to 50 minutes to an hour. Just keep checking, put a poker in and check the center. Once it comes out clear, of course, you're bread is done. This time though, however, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually just gonna make some muffins, and I just feel like it would just be easier for like individual sizes. So I have my cupcake pan ready to go, and I'm gonna scoop these in. Again, I had the oven preheated at 350. I'm gonna start these at like 18 minutes, which would be the standard muffin time, but I will let you know the whole total time that it took for these to bake. Okay, so while our banana bread muffins are baking, I'm actually going to make this recipe I found on Pinterest, and it is banana bread cookies. So this is something a little bit different. I've never made this before, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into it. I'm just gonna use the same bowl because it's pretty much the same ingredients. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. So the first thing, it also says to preheat oven to 350. So oven's already preheated. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with that. So just like the previous recipe, I'm gonna take 3 bananas and I am going to mush them up. The recipe says 4, but these are the last 3 that I have to use up. So I feel like it'll be fine. Okay, so I got my nanners mashed up. I'm gonna add my vanilla because you can't have too much vanilla. And the recipe calls for 1 egg, but you can also add 1 flack egg. I have no idea what that means. So if you do, that's what you can substitute with. I'm just gonna add an egg to it. Now, the recipe also calls for pure maple syrup, but I'm going to use sugar-free maple syrup, and it says 1 tablespoon, so I'm just gonna put about, if I can get it open, I'm gonna put about that much in there. That looks good. So now we're gonna add some cinnamon, and then it says 1/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda. So 1/4 teaspoon. Oops. If I can, there we go. Say, work with me here, man. Work with me. 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. And then mix this. Okay, so now we need some salt. It said add 1/8 teaspoon of sea salt. There we go. And then 1.5 cups of almond flour. Okay, so the recipe says after like this is mixed in, optional, I am gonna add some more nuts because we like nuts. I'm gonna add some more Brazilian nuts. I'm gonna add some more sugar-free chocolate chips. And I think that's all I'm gonna add. This on here does say cloves, and I am a very big, I love cloves. I love the smell of cloves and everything. Now, this is supposed to be a cookie batter, and it's a little bit thicker than the banana bread mixture, but not much. So, I don't know. So, let me get the cookie sheet ready and move on to the next step. Okay, so the recipe says to use 1.5 tablespoon cookie scoop. I'm just gonna use my regular cookie scoop, and it says to scoop the dough onto the baking sheet, gently flatten the cookies with a fork or back of the spoon. I'll just use this. And then it says to bake for 26 to 30 minutes until the middles have set and aren't wet. So this one says mine were perfect at 28 minutes. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna scoop these onto the sheet. I have 4 minutes left of my muffins. So let's get this underway and get everything done. Okay, so as you saw, I just took these out of the oven. This is what they look like. There is the texture, as you would expect with almond flour. This is what they look like. I was 3 short of 24, so there is 21 here. So I'm gonna let these cool down a little bit, and then once the cookies are done, I'll show you what they look like when I take them out, and then we'll do a taste test. All right, guys, so I just took the cookies out of the oven. They baked for about 28 minutes, probably like 26 to 28 minutes, and I feel like they're at the perfect consistency. This is what they look like. Now let's do a taste test. So, first of all, I just want to... Are you trying to eat my muffin, ma'am? First of all, I just want to apologize because I do have the dishwasher running so I can get all the dishes cleaned up. My cat is trying to get my muffin. Now, like I said, I have made this recipe before. I haven't made it in muffin form, but I have made it in the loaf form. These took about, I did 20 minutes. They came out at 20 minutes and they seem okay. They have cooled down. I hate that they stick a little bit though, but so here is what they look like. And then I'm gonna take this off, and then, ooh, I'll do this side because this side looks better. That is the inside and the consistency of the muffin. Now, let's give it a taste test. Really good. They taste delicious. If you're not used to almond flour texture, you know, that's something that you kind of have to get used to. I'm used to it by now. Really, really good. These cookies. I'm gonna grab this cookie right here just because it was in frame. So here is the cookies. I should get a palate cleanser. I think it'd be all right. So here's the cookies. This is what the cookie looks like. Okay, let's break it open. It looks just like the banana bread, to be honest. Now, there was no monk fruit sweetener in this, and instead the sweetener was the maple syrup. So let's give it a go. It's good. It tastes almost identical to the banana nut muffin. The bottom is a little overdone, but it does give it that nice, it kind of gives it like a cookie-ish type, you know, crispy kind of-ness, but it is a very moist cookie. Like I said, again, if you're not used to the almond flour, it is, I guess you could probably use regular flour, I don't know, but it's not that bad. The taste is good. It's actually not as sweet as a muffin, but it's still good. I taste the Brazilian nuts, chocolate chips. It's good. It's decent. If you wanted to make some sugar-free like cream cheese frosting, I think you take cream cheese and get it to room temperature and put some of the Swerve confectioner sugar in it, and then put a little bit of vanilla, and then you could top those with the cream cheese. Oh, vanilla, I said vanilla, right? Vanilla, cream cheese, and sugar substitute. So yeah, so these are pretty good. I will put the recipes down below in the description box for the banana bread and the banana bread cookies. Like I said, they're fairly similar, but yeah, we just had bananas and I didn't want them to go to waste, so I used them up. So if you like this video, please let me know. Give me a thumbs up. If you want to try these recipes, comment down below in the description box or in the comment section. And let me know what you guys think of it. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. And remember to always be kind, because you don't know what kind of battle someone's going through, so don't be a dick. All right, guys, I love you so much, and I will see you soon. Bye.